Hi everyone, I'm Marla Miller from marlamiller.com. Welcome to Critique My Query, a video column that we've been offering at the Writer Magazine for some time. All you have to do if you're interested in having your query critiqued is cut and paste it in an email and send it to the address right below here, and I'll put it on the list, and then when I offer it here at the site, we also post it so that you can read along with me. So let's get to this one. Here's my glasses. Dear blank, so this person has an agent in mind. At a time when few women held positions of prominence, Mary Julia Baldwin achieved recognition for her outstanding courage, intelligence, and fortitude as principal of the Augusta Female Seminary, which survived the Civil War years and ultimately became Mary Baldwin College. During the war years, there were few men to offer protection from marauding soldiers, stragglers, and thieves. On at least one occasion at night, when the panic cry of a man arose, Miss Baldwin chased the intruder into the yard, raised a poker which she was carrying as though it were a gun, and ordered him to leave. He did, speedily. And this quote was taken from, a book. Okay. Staunton, Virginia was a prime target for federal forces during the Civil War. A railroad center, the town of 4,000, was located halfway between the breadbasket of the Confederacy and Richmond, the capital of the Confederacy. Grain from the Shenandoah Valley was shipped through Staunton to feed troops in the South. Fear of invasion forced most of the schools in Staunton to close. Only one remained, Augusta Female Seminary, and it faced certain collapse in 1863 when the principal resigned. A young woman, Mary Julia Baldwin, became the principal, although women were not usually assigned such prominent positions. Through her persistence and wise management, the school survived. Her struggle to keep the school operating during the next 3 years of war while developing a curriculum equal to that offered young men at the University of Virginia marked her as a heroine. Especially interesting are the stories of the ingenious efforts of students to thwart attempts to confiscate food when Staunton was invaded. Eventually, in 1895, the seminary was named for Miss Baldwin, and in 1923 it became a four-year college. Today, MBC continues to thrive as one of the finest residential colleges for women in the nation and a leader in personalized transforming education. My fiction, nonfiction, and poetry have been published in children's magazines, including blank, 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 and blank. My book, You Can Do It, Mary Julia, would supplement the fourth grade Virginia history curriculum. Few inspiring stories about women during the Civil War are available. I enclose several chapters, an outline, and my bibliography, which includes excerpts from diaries, written memories of those who attended the seminary during the Civil War, and letters from Mary Julia Baldwin. Please use the enclosed essay to inform me of your interest in this project. Sincerely. Okay, so what do I think of You Can Do It, Mary Julia, which is the title of this historical nonfiction, a memoir of Mary Julia Baldwin, that we don't see until the very last paragraph of this query letter, which I would encourage this author to put up top. Okay, so I made some notes, as I was reading it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Again, I'm reading and listening for speed bumps that knock me out of the story, or never put me in the story, or confuse me. And so here's what I have to offer this author. You Can Do It, Mary Julia is the title of a book that I think fourth grade readers would be interested in, title-wise. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this reads, until I found out that this was for fourth grade readers, I thought that this was historical nonfiction and it was just going to be a history type book. For all of us. And the reason why I thought that is because the language that the writer used in this query letter was fairly sophisticated. And I don't mean that you need to talk down just because a book is for children, and fourth graders are 8 to 10 years old. But I think that the essence of the project has to, in terms of who it's targeting, it has to be reflected in a query letter. And for me, the language and the style was just was fairly sophisticated. That said, I think it's a great idea for a book. And this writer, who has been published in children's magazines, for quite some time now, and she listed some of them, and they're impressive. So she's got the writing chops. I just think that this kind of a book, while it says that it's going to have diary inserts from people of that time, I assume girls of that time who were in that school, as well as um, um, recollections from Mary Julia Baldwin herself. That's good stuff, like really, really good stuff. And so I would encourage her to really lead with that and perhaps even open it with a couple of diary inserts or memoir passages that were from the students who attended school during the time that she took it over. I think that that would be pretty fascinating. She spends a lot of time talking about, or a fair amount of time talking about the war and the environment at that time, and that's cool. But it's at the expense, I think, of the story that she's trying to tell about Mary Julia, which I think really needs more focus. And so, if this is for fourth graders, then you know, I would encourage this author to write it as if a fourth grader was going to read it as well as an agent. And so, would a fourth grader get this? Would a fourth grader go, oh boy, that sounds like a book I want to read? Just my opinion, I don't write in this genre, but in terms of hooking an agent, remember that you're going to be pitching this, and she is pitching it to an agent who represents this genre and this age group. And so the first thing that agents are looking for are voices that can tell the story, and this is a bit sophisticated. The other thing that I want to make mention, and then I'll end this, is she pretty much in the last paragraph, and you can see this, tells the agent what she's included in this package. And so I'm assuming that this agent has said, send me the query and all this other stuff. Because if an agent hasn't said that, don't send it. Don't send it. Wait for the agent to invite you to send it. Just send what the agency says that it wants to hear. And then the other thing it says is that enclosed as an SASE to inform me of your interest in this project. And so I just want to leave you with this quote from T. Jefferson Parker, who I just heard a couple of weeks ago at a writers' conference. Agents who want your projects don't write you, they call you. So get rid of that line, because you can say an SASE is enclosed, but only if you're sending material that is requested. Probably most agents now want queries through emails. So I hope that this was helpful. I think that she's got a really fabulous book idea here. I just think it needs to be recrafted to represent the market that it's attempting to reach. Until the next time, be well, keep writing.